What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and messing around with this Sideshow figure. You can already get the hint right here. So come on back and let's check him out. Alright, so here's the front of the box. You can see a little bit of a Jim Lee version of Magneto down here. And here's the side. Nothing really going on here. But here is the back display. It's pretty cool. And not much going on this side, but yeah, I've been waiting to get this one. I've actually had it for a while, and I wanted to thank Marcos at Collector Zone. That is where I got this figure. I'll put a link to the Facebook group and the Collector Zone website on the description, so you can go check it out, see what he has in stock. But now let's open it up, see what's inside. Okay, so taking it out of the box, now you have Magneto covered with the top part of the clamshell. You can remove this insert part. Well, probably it's a slip cover, so I'll take that out in just a moment. But the side, there are some nice cover art. Again, this is Magneto illustrated by Jim Lee, who is one of my favorite comic book artists. Right there. The back is kind of the same pose from what I showed earlier. Here's a close-up. And then on the bottom, again, this is from X-Men #1. So I'm going to get them out, give you a better look at all of his accessories. And another thing that's really cool is all the different kinds of comic art on the inside. Now, these aren't all done by Jim Lee, but these kind of cover Magneto throughout the times in comic books. So yeah, pretty cool art on the inside also. Okay, so I've removed the clamshell and also some of the plastic, which you kind of see over here. But this is what Magneto looks like. He comes with some different hands, alternate head sculpt. Here's his base that you can use to have him stand in different poses. He also comes with another alternate hand right here, which shows him using his powers of magnetism. And it comes with another helmet, which I believe has a magnet on the inside that will attach, or no, it looks like it pegs in to right there. We'll get more into that here in just a moment. So I'm going to take Magneto out and kind of let's check him out before we change any hands and head sculpts. And here he is, finally out of the box. If you look really close, you don't really see any pupils in his eyes. This is more like when he's using his mutant powers. But one thing that I thought was interesting about this head sculpt is when I had taken the helmet off, his hair wasn't painted for some odd reason. Maybe it was purposely done that way. Maybe you're supposed to keep the helmet on. Not quite sure. You probably don't want to keep it off because you do have a hole right there where you put the helmet on, and you got to be careful when you're putting the helmet on because it is kind of a soft chrome plastic. So his outfit is basically, soft goods. There is a wire on both sides of the cape, so you can kind of pose that however you want, especially if he's floating up in the air. There isn't any wire on the bottom of the cape, it's just on the sides. But we'll mess with that here later. You can move his arms only so far before the outfit starts catching, but there is a pretty decent range of motion. Trying to get him to bend his arm. That he doesn't want to do it right now. What about this one? I'll have to check here in a little bit. He does kind of have an ab crunch. He can bend back about that much. If you're gonna turn his head, I would probably suggest taking the helmet off first, because like I said, it's pretty soft. Put too much pressure, you might break it. So he can look up about that much, not a whole lot. He looks down about that much, and he can turn his head from side to side. There is some tilt going on, but after you turn his head in the desired position, and all you gotta do is put the helmet back on, make sure it plugs in, and there you go. Legs, has a pretty good front, but it won't stay. Once you let go, it kind of goes down just a little bit. Back, not really. To the side, about that much. His knee will bend about that much. There is some ankle pivot, so it can go up a little bit, back a little, can kind of rock side to side. But I'm gonna fool around with it, see if I can get his arms to bend. Hopefully I don't break it. Alright, success. I did get his arms to finally bend, and it only goes pretty much that far, not even quite 90. And back kind of with the body, he does have a little bit of twist, and he does have some tilt. The belt kind of just floats there, it's not quite attached. So when you're posing him, you're gonna have to make sure you readjust the belt. But alright, time to mess with the other head sculpt and some of the other hands. Okay, so here I have Magneto on my turntable. I've messed with a couple of poses. I think, he looks really awesome. Kind of on a flight stand, like he's just floating in the air. One of the things I did discover that I didn't know is that there are some other wires here in different sections. So that's one of the things that I'm going to have to practice with a little bit more, is kind of messing with the wires. Still, I would have liked to have had some of the wire in the bottom of the cape, but I'm sure I can make do with that. But yeah, so far I think he looks wicked cool. I want to try the other hand that shows using his power of magnetism with the floating helmet. So once I get that attached, I'll be right back. Okay, so the only main change that I did was swapping out the left hand with the one that shows him using his mutant power. He's levitating his helmet, just kind of floating in the air. He could be contemplating, if his actions are the right ones, or what his next move might be. That I kind of leave up to the person viewing the statue, let them come up with their own story. But I really like the detail in this figure, in the outfit, the head sculpt with the hair flowing in the wind. If you look at his biceps, you can kind of see his veins somewhat popping out. Let me stop the turntable and give you a better look at that. If you look here on his right arm, you kind of see that vein in his bicep kind of bulging out some. If I move the cape on his left arm, you might be able to see it. It's kind of right around here. Let me see if I can rotate it a little bit, if the lighting will show it a little bit better. So yeah, there's that detail. Like I said, overall I'm really happy with the figure. I'm glad I purchased it. Thanks again to Marcos over at Collector Zone. Once again, I will have his Facebook group in the description below, along with the address to the Collector Zone website. But I hope you just enjoyed this kind of messing with figures. I don't know if I would really call it a review, but I really enjoyed going over, kind of messing with this figure. One thing that I'm just somewhat curious about, let me bring this down some, is I didn't see a whole lot of difference between the helmet that he's levitating right now, and this one here, they basically look the same. They have the same area to plug in the power that he has, but you know, I'm not going to complain about it, because if one somehow breaks, at least I'll have another one to replace it. Again, I don't know why this head sculpt right here, the hair isn't painted. You know, it's just flesh toned. Even though there's a hole at the top, I think it still would have looked cooler having some of the same hair colors that are in here. You know, even if, you know, with that big old hole on the top of his head. But overall, you know, I kind of like that part of the face sculpt, which, you know, when the helmet's on, that's pretty much all you're gonna see. But I really like this one the most. Just the detail in the hair, you know, and the kind of stoic, contemplating facial expression that Magneto has going on. Now, I really like this figure. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you're new to the channel, you know, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up. And as always, collect what you like. Be awesome to one another. Until the next video, enough said.